Welcome to Decades of Heistery, where we cover safecrackers and bank heists from 1926 up until U.S. involvement in World War II. Quick hitters. Our October 1926 quick hitters take us on a tour de force of the Midwest, with detours on both the west and east coasts. Violence abounded, with blazing gunfights, civilians injured, another huge prison escape, and some good old-fashioned bank heists that actually went off without a hitch. These are short snippets that we'll follow up on as details present themselves over the upcoming months. The New Britain Daily Herald ran a story titled, "Man and Boy Wounded in Attempted Bank Robbery." Excuse the typo. We head to Cincinnati, Ohio, where we learned that the Brotherhood of Railway Clerks National Bank was robbed as bank messenger John Hughes entered the bank with approximately $6,000. Not sure who fired first, but an 11-year-old boy named Earl Siebert was wounded badly, and a Mark Bugar, 32, was hit by buckshot in the legs. The former was considered to be probably fatally wounded. At the time of print, the bandits had successfully escaped in a car, and Siebert and Bugar will be added to our growing memorial honor roll. The Douglas Daily Dispatch ran a one-liner titled, "Bank Robber Gets $1,500. The Central Savings Bank in Detroit, Michigan was hit by a solo armed robber who held up bank employees and escaped with $1,500. That's all the information we have on that one at this point. But staying in Detroit, the Indianapolis Times told a cautionary tale titled "Bandit Killed, Hold Up Foiled," and the subtitle was "Hidden Guard in Bank Opens Fire on 3." So 3 bandits, one with a sawed-off shotgun, entered a branch of the Bank of Detroit, while a getaway driver remained outside. Apparently, no warning was given and the guard opened fire. The criminals retreated outside, where they ran into patrolman Frank Dombecki and William Gadd, or Gaddy, G-A-D-D-E, who'd been advised of the heist of the ongoing heist by a newsboy. A firefight took place during which one bandit was instantly killed and another was clipped in the legs. And Dombecki was severely wounded as well. 2 robbers got away in the car, and the killed in action bandit was later identified as a former police officer. Dombecki will be added to the memorial honor roll, but we hope to find that he recovered in an upcoming episode. All right, third time's a charm as we remain in Michigan for a huge heist. The Indianapolis Times article detailed a $76,000 heist of the Lee State Bank, which was perpetrated by 5 young bandits. No date was given, but it appears it occurred on October 17 or 18. The focus of the search shifted to northern Indiana and included the use of an airplane. Chief of Police Oscar Birch was wounded during a firearms exchange when he was hit in the back with buckshot. It wasn't considered serious. The robbers escaped in a vehicle bearing an Indiana license tag or plate, and Birch will be added to the memorial honor roll as well. In a related story just below the first one were details about the vehicle, which was described as a Studebaker. A Studebaker of the same model was allegedly involved in the West Indianapolis Union Trust Company heist, during which $31,000 plus was stolen. Somehow, according to the October 25 Indianapolis Times, a Jesse Stevens had been arrested in connection with the Union Trust Company heist. The case looked really solid since money from the robbery was found in his apartment, and Jesse's girlfriend, Miss Grace Ford, she sounds as sweet as can be, sweet as an angel, but she did not display discretion or patience. Instead, she went right out and bought a diamond ring, a fur coat, an automobile. And these are items that a person would stereotypically use at that time to flaunt wealth, to show that she was wealthy. This is just more evidence of this roaring 20s lust and greed. So are the Lee State Bank and Union Trust Company bank robbers the same? Possibly. It appears that at least some of the Lee State robbers may have gotten away and headed south, because we pick up the story in Georgia. The Cordell Dispatch noted that 3 men and 3 women had been arrested on October 25th in Atlanta, Georgia, as suspects in the, quote, $30,000 bank robbery in Indianapolis, end quote. They were resisting extradition to Indianapolis. The Cordell Dispatch ran a story titled, "Robbery Hearing," the next day, noting that a habeas corpus petition was filed by the 3 couples, but the hearing had been postponed, awaiting action by one Governor Walker. Remaining in the Midwest, the Indianapolis Times ran a crime roundup story about a murder in New Jersey, a Chicago gem theft, and a Portland, Indiana bank heist. The fascinating part of this is that the stories seem to have crossover connections. It seems that the 2 New Jersey murderers had been implicated in a series of Chicago diamond thefts. Some of the 5 involved in either the murder or the gem thefts had purchased a vehicle similar to one used in the $26,000 heist of a bank in Portland, Indiana. What would an exploration of the Midwest be without another Missouri prison break? The Brownsville Herald covered a story titled 11 Wounded in Prison Break that occurred in Jefferson City, Missouri. It seems that 7 convicts, 2 of whom were thought to be, as of the writing of the article, on their deathbeds, along with 3 guards and a, quote, Negro trustee, T-R-U-S-T-Y, I assume pronounced trustee, I think today we would spell it T-R-U-S-T-E-E, were recovering from the skirmish from the attempted Missouri State Penitentiary break. The prisoners, armed with knives, attacked and overpowered guards J.T. Wines and A.K. Weckenborg. They retrieved Wines' pistol and jumped out a window leading to a tuberculosis hospital. They then attacked guard J.L. Freeman, good name for a guard in a prison, stabbing him in the shoulder and acquiring another pistol. The unnamed, as was typically the case, the unnamed Negro trustee provided aid to Freeman after he knocked down one of the escaping prisoners who may have been still attacking Freeman. The would-be escapees opened fire on other guards and trustees and then ran to the south stockade, at which point 2 of them were gunned down by guards who were up on the prison wall using riot guns with buckshot. Others were also hit. The now 5 would-be escapees retreated to a shirt factory where they holed up and remained defending themselves for a 2-hour siege. These convicts had been serving 5 to 25-year sentences on robbery or assault charges. The 2 badly, possibly fatally wounded were James Wadlow, who was only 23 and had been sentenced 6 years for grand larceny at St. Louis, and Raumond, R-A-U-M-O-N-D, unless it's a typo, in which case it's Raymond, last name Cruz, who was only 25, was serving 15 years for robbery of the American Bank in DeSoto, Missouri. Might be wise and safer to head away from the Midwest and head northeast to Maine. The Daily Kennebec Journal allows me the opportunity to use a hokey Halloween joke based on the story title, Bank Robbers Scared Off Get About $100 in Bank at Southwest Harbor, Maine. What's scarier than that long title is the subtitle seen here. Here's what happened. $100 in coinage was stolen as the robbers tried to break into the safe of the Southwest Harbor branch of the Bar Harbor Banking and Trust Company overnight, or early in the morning of the 25th. They got through the first bulwark using an acetylene torch, a tactic we've covered in previous episodes. This robbery combine seems to have been interrupted as they tried to cut the safe open because they fled, leaving the torch burning behind them. It was possible that they'd been scared off when a windstorm knocked a branch from a tree that hit some wires, causing an interruption in the lighting, and maybe they thought someone was coming in. So east coast to west coast we go to California. We've been to California before for a spate of heists. In this case, the Douglas Daily Dispatch detailed a robbery that actually took place on September 30th at the brand new Echo Park Avenue branch of the Commercial National Trust and Savings Bank. How new was the bank? The bank was doing its dedication when a solo robber locked 2 employees in a washroom and bolted with $2,500. The bank had been open only a couple days. Staying in California, the Douglas Daily Dispatch wrote about a, quote, bold bank robbery that happened on October 15, 1926, when 2 unmasked but armed bandits entered the Liberty Bank of Del Norte County at high noon. They locked the cashier and 4 others into the vault and hightailed it in an automobile, richer by between $20,000 and $25,000. So that does it for quick hitters, during which I set a record for saying buckshot. We have lots of injuries, some sad fatalities, crazy gunfights and car escapes, and more from around the country. If details come to light on these quick hitters, they will become follow-ups in future episodes to come. For now, I want to thank you for spending your time with Decades of History. Until next time.